Okay, let's get a chance to talk about the Radical No Doubt super symmetrical ball. In the last video when I talked about the new releases, I talked about, let me make sure I'm recording here. I think I am. And I hate to get through all that. I have to start over. All right, so the Radical No Doubt super symmetrical. I talked a little bit about this in my video. You can go back and watch it if you haven't already, about releases that are coming out. Well, this is the ball, no doubt. They call it super symmetrical. So it's a different concept with the cores. You know, you got symmetrical, you got asymmetrical, and you got super symmetrical. What's that mean? Well, I went with what they said was the versatile layout. I tweaked it a little bit for my PAP, which I will include that image in the video on what that layout is. But basically, where you're putting your what would be the mass bias, because your thumb becomes the mass bias, can create an intermediate differential to be rolled similar to an asymmetrical. So I did throw one game with this in league a couple days ago. Just got done doing the criterion video, so I'm only going to move a few right here with this ball and see where it goes. Not bad. So I do feel like with this ball that the ball gets through the fronts. It still stays rounded down lane. I don't get a sideways movement down lane. This layout is very standard for my symmetrical layouts. I do have it wrote down, and I will put that in the video, what the layout is. But I know I put a pretty standard layout on as far as symmetricals, even though the idea was to drill it in a way that kind of makes it asymmetrical. But almost all bowling balls that are symmetrical, after you drill them, have some form or fashion of an asymmetrical if you touch the core, and then it becomes an asymmetrical core. So I'm gonna try from that spot again. I didn't really like how I released that one. Oh boy, I got that in, but I got that in and it showed. Okay. My release was better, but my targeting was terrible. The last one, my targeting was good, my release was terrible. I guess the targeting wins that match, right? I think I said that right. So all new core. Obviously it's they say in a super symmetrical, first one ever coined that phrase. Radical does a lot of good things. If any of you out there have never really thought about drilling a Radical ball, you should definitely think about it at the very least. They got a lot of good stuff. There, that's better. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, now that ball, if you're watching the replay, it did kind of the early skid like it's supposed to. It looked like it wanted to hook, skidded again, then hooked again. I'm glad it went dead flush through the pins, but when you see that, you don't want to play that. I don't want to play that. I gotta speak for myself. I'm gonna say that's a bad attempt, a bad way to try to repeat. So I'm gonna bump just a little left, okay, to try to stay away from that hook, stop hook. Oh man, footing, my timing was off, and it turned out great. I got it on line somehow after that terrible shot. Sometimes I get to talking too much, I can't. My brain doesn't do two things at once very well. But we're gonna get it. Somehow I got that ball online. Almost magical. All right, try this again. Move back to the same spot I just was. I actually try to have my timing right. Oh no, that's in. But look, see, I made that move left, got it in. Earlier I got it in from where I was standing to the face. That time I got it in 10 pin. I don't like 10 pins, but I like them better than splits. So definitely a smart move. If I could just throw one right, wouldn't it be wonderful? Wouldn't it be lovely? Wouldn't it be beautiful? Okay. All right, back to where I just was. Try to throw a good shot finally. Yeah. That's over target. I still did that hook stop hook. Oh, makes me want to move further left. Maybe I'm hitting it too much. I don't know. You don't want to play that shit. You start seeing that, that worries me. I feel like I'm not going to strike a bunch if I'm seeing that. That's just inconsistency down lane. So now I'm the only one that's bowled on this. It was fresh when I started. Maybe I just sprayed the lane so bad I made it bad for myself. That's possible. All right, moving a little more left to get away from that. There, that's a good shot. Yeah, there we go. Finally threw a good shot. Moved again, threw a good shot. Ball on low, hit dead flush, but it went through the pins good. So I will say, for what starts off to be a super symmetrical, I guess you call it. I don't know how to compare that because never heard that coined that way before. So we'll say a symmetrical. It does, and it's a pearl. It definitely moves. It doesn't go sideways. I typically don't score a lot with stuff that goes sideways down lane. I want it to be more rounded. I want it to be continuous. This is what this ball's given me so far. The sideways stuff, there are times for it, but not very often. Not in my opinion, not for me. I got it right. Well, I'll tell you, I have dug a trough friction spot to the right. Probably all that surface I was using earlier over there. That's okay. We'll adjust to it. Definitely got to keep my arm swing and projection of my swing inside. Anyway, all right. So this would be good for bowlers. Say your center has a lot of friction, you can use this game one, especially if you have a lot of hand. Two-handers, probably going to be money for you all day if your place has friction. If you got a lot of speed and a lot of hand, you may have to wait till game two to pull out. Depends on your house. If you don't have a lot of hand and you have a lot of speed, this ball may be usable for you depending on how much your house has for friction. Or maybe you use it game three. It's going to be useful for a lot of people, I guess is what I'm getting at. I'm going to try to stay over here. I don't want to move more already. Let's see where I'm at here. Yep, that's one board right of target. Look at that. I got to move again. I have dug a specific trough to the right of where I'm targeting. When it touches it, it just checks. So that's fine, which is good because I wanted something with a little bit of friction to be able to showcase this ball. All right. I don't really have much more to talk about than No Doubt. New core, super symmetrical, new coin phrase for type of core, right? It's pearl, it's pretty, and it's No Doubt by Radical. Got that in, but I moved left. Yeah, you're good. That's. I only got it in like a bore because I moved left, targeting 20, I hit 21, and that ball just skid, and then went through the pins. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that. It really helps me getting these videos out. I am doing my best at doing that. It's difficult to find time to get out here sometimes to do it, but I want to get these done for you guys so they can be informational so that you guys can decide on what to purchase. So, go back over where I just was. Last shot, clutch shot, strike I win, 9 I tie, 8 I'm terrible. Oh, that's got a shot even though I fell off balance. I had to go back and watch my videos and how many times I did a clutch shot and left the 10 pin. And that wasn't my greatest shot, and that's why I left the 10 pin. But it's on me. That's all I got. On to the next one.